Call of Duty just delayed Verdansk. Now, as you guys know, it was rumored that Verdansk was going to drop on March 20th of 2025. A lot of those rumors were because of season 2 currently ending on March 19th, which would mean that season 3 is starting on March 20th. And I believe that those leaks were correct because now, as you guys know, and you can see on your screen, Call of Duty just tweeted that they are now delaying Verdansk until April 3rd. A lot of people are super concerned with this because it kind of just makes a lot of people worried whether they have the map done or if the game is in a good state. And you know, I know a lot of drops that a lot of these issues that they're having with implementing Verdansk onto the new engine is kind of arising. So this is probably why we are getting a delayed version of Verdansk. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about it in this video. And if you guys are new here, I would really appreciate it if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, your post notifications on, and also comment down below. All right, let's get straight to it. All right, so now here is the tweet that I was talking about in their initial response. I'll go ahead and read it for you. So season 3 is a big moment for Call of Duty Warzone Black Ops 6. Now, kind of a side note here, Call of Duty hasn't specifically said that the Verdansk is dropping with season 3. All just kind of leaks that you guys saw from the Ghost of Hope. And I'll put those on the screen right here. But just remember that Call of Duty not officially announced that season 3 was coming with Verdansk. They've only said that season 3 was coming March 20th. So obviously this kind of hints at the fact that they're not ready to drop Verdansk yet. We're also worried about because we're about 17 days out to March 20th and we've had zero marketing or zero advertisement of Verdansk actually coming out. So until then, we're gonna have to sit back and wait for Call of Duty to kind of release an official statement of when Verdansk is coming back and if it is coming back. Obviously with the leaks and everything, that we can assume safely that it is coming back in season 3, which is why they're kind of delaying. So we'll go ahead and talk about this a little bit and read some of the comments. As you guys know, 5 years ago, Verdansk initially dropped on March 10th. So a lot of people, that was the expected date when they announced this back at Call of Duty Next. I believe in October, they said that Verdansk was coming back. So a lot of people are like, oh, for the 5-year anniversary, March 10th, Verdansk will be coming back. Obviously, I'm sure that was the initial date they planned for. And then it kind of worked out that season 3 would start on March 20th. And I'm sure that was also now the date that they were planning for. And they would probably do a bunch of promotional advertisement stuff on March 10th. But as you guys can tell, April 3rd is now the official date. Now, before I go ahead and read on the comments, I will say this. This is kind of just like my first reaction to it. I think it's obviously like a little upsetting, but I'm actually happy that they're doing this, and I'll explain why. I think obviously it's upsetting because, you know, all of us have been kind of like thrown leaks and stuff like this past couple weeks, and we're all super excited. And I've even been personally planning like vacations and stuff. Like I know that the CDL is doing their Dallas 2 Major. If you guys watch the Call of Duty League, they're doing their Dallas 2 Major on March 20th. So I was planning on not going that because Verdansk is dropping. So I don't know, maybe I can book a little last minute trip and maybe we can make it out there because now Verdansk isn't dropping until 13 days after. But I know that everyone was super excited and kind of getting ready for Verdansk, whether it's content, YouTube, streams, you know, vacation, stuff like that. So kind of just upsetting, but I am really happy that they are delaying it, and I'll kind of get into that reason right now. I think that Verdansk is really like all or nothing. Like I think a lot of us have talked about how Verdansk is all or nothing for Call of Duty and Warzone, and this is kind of like the thing that is hopefully going to revive some of the player base. I think nobody has the expectations of going back to the like COVID days, Model for 2019, and seeing Verdansk be like that successful. But I do think that there's a huge opportunity here for Verdansk and Warzone to kind of revive a lot of the player base and bring people back. I know we saw a lot of people come back with Rebirth. And that kind of has kept a lot of the player base stuck around. And I think the Warzone or the Black Ops 6 movement on Warzone has been incredible and has been kind of like a huge step in the right direction, in my opinion, as far as movement. So I would like to continue to see them grow that side of things and like the movement and stuff and just kind of the fluidity of the game, so we can get back to not the exact like Modern Warfare 2019. Like I personally don't want Modern Warfare 2019 exactly as it is. I really do like the movement, but hopefully we can get quality of life things in Modern Warfare 2019. And specifically talking about movement, I would love to see like the bunny hop come back. I would like to see the drop shot be a lot smoother. Just jumping in general, like there's a lot of clunkiness right now to jumping. And even mantling, it just feels super heavy. Like your character sometimes just feels like they're in quicksand. So hopefully they can continue to improve off that. And yeah, but with Verdansk coming back, like I said, there's really not a lot of room for error here. I think that they are super careful, that they don't want like another release of a new map where it's just super buggy and chalked and like there's a bunch of bugs. You know, as you guys know, earlier this year when Black Ops 6 iteration dropped, there was like over 150 bugs, and we even talked about it on the podcast. And I know that even in the season 2 patch notes, they had like 50 different things that they listed, kind of just like from a 0.1 to like 50 or 60 bugs that they fixed. And a lot of them also didn't even get fixed, even though they said that they did fix them. So there's a lot of like, there's just not a lot of trust right now between the community, in my opinion, and Call of Duty. And I think that they're trying to make everything right with Verdansk, which is kind of why we've seen this tweet that they're delaying Verdansk and stuff like that. So I do think that it is a good thing in the long run. Obviously, we all wanted Verdansk, but I'd rather have it where they're delaying it like 2 weeks or, you know, 10 to 13 days or whatever it is, rather than getting a product that's absolutely broken. All right, now we're going to read some of the comments. You know, I know a lot of creators and even myself replied to this initial tweet. I just kind of want to get initial reactions. So this was just kind of like a troll tweet. Like I said, my initial reaction right now is that like, I'm totally fine with this delay as long as they come out with a game and it's completely polished and stuff like that. And we don't have like crazy issues and there's just not like weird quality of life changes and stuff like that. So I would like to see that the game comes out in a good state. So I'm personally, I'm okay with this delay and it's not a big deal. As you guys can see here, Lucky says, why are we delaying Verdansk? And he's obviously not happy about it. Now, Lion has a good point here. Delayed season equals more content and fixes. Now, I don't necessarily know if this delay necessarily means that we're going to get more content necessarily. I highly doubt that we're going to get more content. I'm just hoping that there's more fixes to the bugs that can happen when they integrate a new map. As you guys know, even when they came out with Rebirth earlier this year, we had so many crazy issues with like the audio and like bugs and loadouts and stuff like that. And so they had to take out Rebirth out of the game for like a couple weeks and then they put it back in and it still was just not like up to par. So I'm hoping that they can kind of just come out with a polished version of Verdansk. I'm not expecting more content because of this delay, to be honest with you, but I am expecting a lot more of a polished build than what we're getting. Warzone says, would rather have it be delayed than completely broken at launch, but still feels bad, man. Yeah, I think this is kind of where I'm at. Like, obviously, like I would rather have them delay it and they can fix everything because I think this is what myself and a lot of other people have been advocating for. We are okay with them delaying stuff as long as it means that we're getting a better, you know, polished version of what we're getting. And again, especially for something like Verdansk, this is such a vital moment for Warzone, in my opinion. Like, this is like a make or break. Like, I know a lot of players have been kind of sitting here and like we're like waiting and waiting and waiting, and you know, we went through Warzone 2 and then Modern Warfare 3 came out and it was amazing and we kind of built this back up, and then Black Ops 6 came out, tons of issues, but we already knew that Verdansk was coming back. So a lot of the player base are kind of just like staying around praying that the game's going to be fixed. So you know, I think this is just a huge moment for Warzone, in my opinion, and I really do think that they're taking it very seriously. So hopefully everything comes out, it's super smooth and nothing is broken, but we're always going to have bugs with new integration. So I'm not expecting something perfect. I'm just hoping that there's not things that are game breaking, you know, in my opinion. Like if they made like quality of life changes that like weren't good, or if they came out with stuff that like you couldn't hit your loadout. I know there was like a season where you literally couldn't get your loadout or something. There was like a bug with the loadouts going through the map and stuff like that. So I'm just hoping that like there's not things that are just absolutely ruining the experience for everyone. So hopefully we can continue to see where they go with Verdansk. Next question. So Verdansk on April 3rd, not March 20th. Yes. So I want to kind of like reiterate on this one. Call of Duty themselves never announced that Warzone or Verdansk was coming out March 20th. All they had was season 3 starting on March 20th. So I'm totally like it's very understanding that like, you know, people could be upset that the game's not dropping on March 20th. However, they never said technically they could come out with season 3 March 20th, but they have not themselves said that Verdansk is coming back March 20th. That was all based on leaks from the Ghost of Hope or whoever else that was tweeting on Twitter. So, and then Legend here again, kind of like, I feel like this is like kind of where a lot of people are at right now. He says, I'd rather have a short delay than a bug riddled launch. Good job, hype for season 3. I think it's a huge decision. You guys gotta understand, it is a huge decision for a company this size to delay something. And you know, there's marketing budgets, there's like devs and CEOs and a bunch of people, you know, there's like announcements and social media people. It's such a large scale that so many people have to agree to delay something in order for it to actually go through. So this was obviously like a whole company-wide made decision. And I'd rather a short delay, 2 weeks, 10 days, whatever it might be, that we get a polished version of the game rather than them just coming out with a broken product. Swag here again with the same thing as Huskers. Kesto looks like he's a little upset about it. MZ with a funny little meme here. Ryda, kind of, yeah, same thing I was saying. Smoother launch equals W. I definitely agree. I think that's totally fine. If this means less bugs, better anti-cheat, smoother launch, this is a massive W. Thanks for delaying it instead of just releasing it to get out. Yes, I agree with this. I think, like I said, Call of Duty as a whole, they definitely understand the magnitude of how important Verdansk is going to be as far as like building up their player base again as a for a long-term goal. So I think that them kind of doing this, in my opinion, is it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And I think even agree here with the Hydro saying, chat, are we back? I think that they're actually taking this stuff seriously, where I feel like in the past, it's always just been about getting an update out and just getting like half-ass content and half-ass stuff like that, and just getting it to the public, which is why we've had insane bugs in the past and stuff like that, because they've been focused on other things. Verdansk, obviously, the most important thing that I think, it's the most important update that Warzone has ever had. So hopefully is all smooth, and, you know, we won't even go through the rest of the comments and stuff like that, because I think, you know, for the most part, you guys probably understand. I actually do like Kevin. Also, I'll read this last one, and then we'll kind of end the video there. But on one hand, it's encouraging that extra time is being taken to make it better. On the other hand, this month has been the target date for over a year, and it's not ready. I lean worried. I agree with Kevin. It is definitely concerning that, like, we've had so much time. I mean, they announced Verdansk back in October, which means that they've been working on it probably since like June, I want to say. So it is definitely concerning that it's not like fully ready. But again, I think that they're just taking the extra steps, and they're just double checking their work to make sure that the drop is absolutely smooth for both console, PC, PS4 players, which is still crazy they're making this for the old gen players. So hopefully everything is smooth. And yeah, but anyways, there's your guys' update. And you know, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of all of this being released and kind of delayed for a few days. I believe April 3rd is like, what, 13 days after March 20th or something. I don't even know how many days are in the month of March, but hopefully everything is good. And yeah, if you guys are new here, again, I would really appreciate if you guys subscribe to the channel with your post notifications on, and also comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of Verdansk, if you guys are excited. How does this delay make you guys feel? And also, I'd really appreciate a like on the video. All right, y'all, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace, peace.